some of the people in chat probably know who he is. But yeah, I'll be there. So that'll be cool.
I've heard that name
next
before.
Sunday,
I just haven't
be there.
seen any of his stuff. But
yeah.
So what's this Star Wars Underworld thing that you
so it's not.
About?
It's not Underworld.
I wish, but I work for a living, so no.
You wish? What protest are we talking about?
Well, if it is the one that Pilgrim's talking about, I think they're having a march on Washington. I would be there, but one, it's too far. I won't. Because for a flurry of reasons that I don't really want to get into because I don't feel like it. But just people are just generally unsatisfied. That's all that I'll say. And so I think they're having another march on Washington.
I was gonna say, are they unsatisfied though, or is this just people that are still like butthurt? Because I don't think it's gonna be as big as January the 6th was.
I mean, honestly, I can't gauge it because I haven't talked to a lot of these people, so I can't really judge it. But all I know is that there's a lot of people that are going to be there, and I would have been there, except for the fact that
I was there as a correspondent. You'd be like, "Yo, I'm the correspondent from the RoloRome cast, and I'm here to just interview people." That's what you should do.
No, see, look, like I said, I would be
go
there.
To Philly one day and just ask your questions to people. That's what I'm fucking thinking, dude. Because nothing really major has happened yet. Nothing major has happened yet.
I mean, $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid is a pretty big deal. I mean, that was off list.
But where was that money going? Because we're also $4 trillion in debt. So, like, where was that money going?
We're like $30 trillion in
whatever.
Debt.
30 or 40. We're like 42. Whatever the fuck. But where was that money going, though, Roman? Like, was that money actually going to you? Or was that money not going to you? And was it the same type of thing where, we're spending all this fucking money to replace $2,000 toilets at a military base, which clearly the money was not going to toilets at a military base.
I get where you're coming from, but also I would say you don't cut off every single dollar of, Medicaid.
Oh, not every single one, but I'll certainly cut off Medicaid to people that don't have a job on the street. Like, I'm cool with Doge cleaning house. Yeah, Pilgrim, I'm cool with it. Because guess what? People are like, well, you go to school for environmental science. You want to be a park ranger. Shouldn't you be upset over the fact that park rangers are losing their jobs? And I'm like, not if they weren't doing their jobs.
So you guys happy with Social Security being cut, with Medicare being cut, with veterans, veterans programs and benefits being cut?
Well, there is some very fucked shit that goes on with veterans in general, Roman, and a lot of that with veterans is actually that money is being used to take advantage of them. They're not getting any of that money. They're not seeing any of that money. They're not seeing any of those benefits. That's why a lot of veterans are pissed off. And yeah, Great Pilgrim, you got to gut it to rebuild. It's going to be...
bro, it's a whole... no. That's a whole load.
I don't know about that, bro, because I work very close with...
That's a whole load of garbage.
No, it's not.
That's a whole... Tell that to my family who survives on Medicaid. Tell that to them. Look them in their face and tell them that.
I'm talking about veterans. I'm not talking about families.
That you got to gut it to, rebuild it. Go right on ahead and tell them that. I dare y'all. Do it. Do it.
You do. It's going to be painful.
No. When FDR saved our country, he didn't gut nothing. He didn't got anything. He just put stuff in. He he put stuff in place. He didn't gut nothing. He didn't gut anything. JFK didn't gut things. LBJ didn't gut things.
I was gonna say
So,
FDR did not save shit. I was just waiting for you to finish, but Crimson, I agree with you. FDR is seen as, when you look back, not the best president.
but by whose metric though? Because who are we really comparing him to? Who?
I mean, people compare.
And if y'all say Ronald Reagan, I will throw this Yeti out my window.
Ronald Reagan, throw the Yeti.
You think I'm kidding? All right, bet. This Yeti's going bye-bye. Nah. I paid too much for this Yeti for me to throw it out of my window.
Saying, so don't be making idle threats.
No. See, if I didn't pay for this Yeti, I actually would have if I had a backup one, but I don't.
Well, yeah, Roman, if I didn't pay for this computer, I'd fucking throw it out a window too. Like, what do you mean? If I didn't pay for it, the fuck?
Hey, man. Hey, look. Look. When I'm right in 4 years, I don't want to hear, well, Roman was right. Maybe we should have listened to him. I'm just saying, y'all.
We'll see.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
No, so we had this conversation before, and I said, but if everybody else is correct and he's actually done some really great things, will you admit it?
Well, yeah, sure, but I don't think that cutting Medicaid and Medicare and stuff for veterans and
what stuff
transfer the fact that the funding for VA.
The VA is corrupt as fuck. I know veterans talk about it.
Can I finish?
Yes, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's fine. The fact that 12 million veterans get treated every year from the VA, and the fact that 92% of that funding, as flawed as it is, got cut. So veterans are gonna die. If you want that to be your Mount Rushmore, then fine.
That's not what's gonna happen. Veterans aren't gonna die from that. We have more veterans on the street than we have in the VA. The VA has been fucked for years. I know this because I have VA members that were my scout leaders growing up. I did a lot of work with the VA. Like, a lot of the work that goes to the VA is volunteer work. The money does not ever see the veterans, rarely. From my personal experience in this state of Pennsylvania. And I bet you we have a perfect person you can ask about that, and his name is Star Wars Dog. But I'm telling you right now, my grandfather didn't get
right about VA. Well, I'm right about I'd say it's like 50-50. So I guess we'll find out.
It's 50-50, bro, because I could also say that, hey, we might be living in a much better country in 4 years, and you could say we might be living in a much shittier country in 4 years, but that's 50-50, because I don't have a crystal ball. Do you?
No, but I also know that the same people that, like, the thing is that like here, look, this here. While I respect the point of view, and you are more than entitled to it, the fact that not you, Roland, but just the people are just so happy about all of this. When has anybody been locked up for the waste that was found? No. You know why?
I will be not really about that. I will be happier when we lock up some of the government officials that kept us in solitary, literal jail for 2 years. That's when I'll be happy.
Not like who was the one that locked down the country in 2020?
Well, yes, it was obviously Donald Trump before we had a lot more fucking information. And then we had that information who kept it going way longer than it should have.
Biden ended the lockdowns.
Yeah, because people were getting fed the fuck up. Nobody was paying.
Doesn't
Nobody was
matter,
doing
though.
it anymore. No, nobody was doing it anymore. And nobody was gonna.
Right,
If they
but the
knew
point-
that if they forced people to do it, there would be a full-on fucking rebellion. That's what would have happened. Because everybody, guess what, yo? I just stopped wearing a mask. I stopped. Like a year in, I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not getting your fucking vaccine because I don't trust you, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going wherever the
Also,
fuck
Trump
I
came up
want,
with that too.
and I'm walking in there." Yes, and then it was
Trump
fucking.
was the
It was
Trump
proven
was
that
the one
all
that
that shit doesn't work. Like I still see people that are
well,
so brainwashed that they're wearing a mask right now. That come to my job, they are wearing a mask, and I'm like, that doesn't do shit for you. It doesn't. And you're talking to somebody who has taken recently taken biology, anatomy, chemistry classes, like all these science classes recently. I've done it in the past 2 years. It's fresh in my memory. It does not work. I was taking a class of biology that literally was proving to me the fact that it doesn't work as I was being forced to wear a mask to take the class. That's wild. That's wild, bro.
well, to be fair to him, you can't say that he wasn't consistent on it because he actually did say that Trump shouldn't have locked the country down. He actually did say that.
He also
So
said, "As a futama, the shut the futama is the one word to describe
I'm
America."
just saying.
Like,
I'm just saying.
he
If
also
y'all
said,
really
"Come
hold that
on,
metric,
man,
Biden was correct
they're
then.
out there in gay
No,
bathhouses,
no,
man.
no,
Come
no,
on, man.
no, no, no,
Come
no,
on, man."
no. Listen to me. Listen to me. If y'all really hold that metric, then really y'all should have been on Biden's side. But why does Trump get a pass for locking the country down? Why? Why? Because he's Trump?
Well, because the entire fucking planet did it.
Okay, but if he's this revolutionary dude who really cared, why did he do it?
Because everybody thought that was the good idea at the time. And then we quickly realized that it's not. It's big pharma.
Has he ever said that he shouldn't have?
I don't
Has he ever
fucking
said that?
know.
Has he ever said that people shouldn't have gotten the COVID vaccine? No.
Yeah, he can't.
Nope.
He can't. He can't say that.
Well, no. Well, no, because he's for it. He said it
No.
many times.
Okay, he might be for vaccines. I'm not.
I'm
I
just
don't have
saying.
I have
This,
one vaccine in my body, and that vaccine is for tetanus, and that's because I worked with a lot of rusty metals when I was doing restoration work.
you're not.
Dude, I'm not even fucking pro-Trump. You know this. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm pro-America.
Okay, but
I'm pro-freedom. That's what I'm pro. I'm pro-freedom. I am
freedom.
more fucking middle of the lane than most people that you'll meet.
Crimson, could you legitimately do me a solid? Name me policies.
I'll tell you
being
one other
genuine here.
thing. My personal family business was booming during Trump's presidency. It wasn't until Biden came in that we lost our business during and it was the best possible fucking business for that to happen, but we lost our business for the sole reason that all these companies started coming in and buying out all this shit, and they were allowed to do it. And they took our business from us. We didn't have a choice.
When was that implemented? When was that implemented? Yeah, and they're bringing back child labor in Florida. I'm sure you're really happy about that, aren't you?
We have child labor here in Pennsylvania. I got a 14-year-old that works with me at my job.
How does that impact middle-class people? Explain that.
That impacts middle-class people more than it impacts fucking high-class people.
How?
Right here.
How?
That impact.
How?
What do you mean? What do you mean? They're not having to go to places where they have to, for lack of a better term, deal with trans people. Go walking into the fucking women's bathroom. They're
It's not
rich
going
and
to affect
famous.
the fact that a Walmart worker is making under minimum wage.
That's a middle class. And that affects the middle class people because when you're a woman and you want to go into a woman's bathroom and there's a dude in there, like that's a little bit jarring to most women.
Dog. Walmart workers are not worried about that when they can't feed their kids.
Yes,
They
they
don't
are.
care about that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No, they are not. I am telling you right now. I will put everything that I love on the line.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But you're
If you
wrong.
pull
Roman,
if you
there's so
pull
many people that have
Walmart
a
workers,
problem with that.
I'm
That's why
telling
they
you.
want you to make a trans bathroom. There's so many people that have a problem with that.
Dude, people are not like walking around thinking, "Oh my god, what if I walk into a bathroom and I see see a trans person?"
Dude,
it doesn't really cross
come
people.
to my job. Spend a day at my job. You'll see it. You'll see it. I told you guys the story about the person that was clearly a man that was dressed like a fucking hooker from GTA in broad daylight in my store while there's children there. But they could get away with dressing like a fucking whore and literally having like crosses on their fucking nipples, but having a fucking string shirt over it because they were trans. You can't yell at them. You can't kick them out because then you become transphobic and then everybody gets in trouble. We could not literally tell this person to fucking leave because of the way that they were dressing. Which, if I walked in dressed like that, you'd tell me to get the fuck out. So yeah, it is a problem.
I'm just saying. Me personally,
little kids,
I really wouldn't care.
You don't have to do it because you work with old people. I work with the general population.
I work with trans people at my freaking job, bro. I don't care. That shit doesn't bother me.
You know what? 99% of the trans people that I've met, cool as fuck. But it's the people that take advantage of it that are causing a problem for the rest of them. That's my problem. It's the same thing when it comes to anything else. Literally any other demographic of human being. It's the minority of that demographic that causes said problem for the rest of the demographic, right? Like, I don't know a fucking black guy who's a gangbanger and a fucking whatever, like the racial slurs and all that shit. I don't know any of them, but that's the demographic, right? I don't know an Asian person who's super duper fucking great at math and all and can play the violin and all these instruments, right? But I have a lot of friends who are Asian. Where the violin one come from? Because that's a thing. That's a thing, right? It's stereotype.
I didn't know that.
But the stereotype is the problem, right? So I never once in my life expected for somebody to walk into the fish store with a cane dressed like a lolly from a fucking hentai in my store. And we can't kick them out for being dressed like that. Barely any clothes. Their clothes were literally made of fishnet.
If that was a straight up girl, though, would you want to kick them out of the store?
You know what? If it was, I had this conversation on here too. If it was a girl, I'd be like, nice, but there's kids here. Get the fuck out.
All right, that's fair.
If it was a dude that walked in with his shirt off, all the chicks that I work with would be like, if Chris Hemsworth walked in with his shirt off, looking hot as fuck, then all the chicks would be like, you know what? Nice, but there's little kids here. Get the fuck out. That's how it works. This is a family fucking establishment. We have families, we have old people, we have kids. You shouldn't dress indecently in public. Dress like that at a fucking rave. Dress like that at a concert. Dress like that anywhere else. But if there's literal 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, kids that come in here with their families just wanting to buy a goldfish, there's no reason for you to be dressed like that to come into the store. Get out. And we should be able to say that because it's indecent. And it's offensive to a lot of people to dress that way. If a stripper came in dressed the same way she dresses at the strip club down the street from my business, I would say, I'm going to need you to put a jacket on or something. But you can't be standing in here with a thong and your bra on that's just covered by fishnets. You can't do that. That's wrong. But this person fucking walked right in dressed like that with a clear fucking skirt, a clear skirt with panties on, a thong on under it, and a fucking bra. Like that was like the little pads for the bra were like that big. And it was a dude, and he was wearing a fishnet shirt over it. And I'm like, you shouldn't. Why is that illegal for you to walk in here dressed like that? Because, dude, literally, I would have a problem if it was the hottest chick in the world. You could have had fucking a smoking hot woman walk in. You could have had Sydney Sweeney walk in dressed like that, and I would go, nice. But there's a little boy right here and a little girl right here. Can you please go and change? Leave. No shirt, no shoes, no service. It's public indecency is what it is. You can't dress that way. You shouldn't be able to. It's wrong. When you're going to a place where there's going to be kids, where it's a family store, if you want to dress like that at a rave, I don't care. If you want to dress like that at a concert, I don't care. First of all, your boyfriend or girlfriend should not even let you dress like that in general, because I think that's wrong. You shouldn't be dressing like a slut when you're in a relationship with somebody, in my opinion. But I'm like, dude, you like what makes that okay? But if a guy and a girl did it, they'd be kicked out. But that was okay.
I don't know if you're still here. Crimson, I don't know if you're still here, but I actually agree with this. But what I will say is that Obamacare, I don't like it. But he literally took what Mitt Romney did in Massachusetts and just did it for the whole country. The Republicans came up with the individual mandate part of it. That was not him. So, yes, I actually do agree with that. But Trump's own party actually put that in there, not him. So, I'm just saying. Roland,
thank you, Crimson. Yeah, I think it is a more
I actually completely get that.
Not dressing decently in a place where you know there's going to be children. I think that is, if you want to dress like that, cool.
I'm not saying that that's an own. What I'm saying is that while Trump repealed that, he didn't put a plan in place for the people that lost insurance. And so, I don't know.
Well, because here's the other thing too, and back to
your
my
sisters,
point.
Your sisters have skill issues.
Back to my point, real quick. I have what's up, Star Wars Marvel Purist? How you doing, bro? Just had a good conversation with him the other night. When I was
Purist, what's happening, man?
I see Purist is everywhere, dude. I got people.
Cool.
People are trying to get him to hop on Star Wars Theory streams and shit. I think would be cool. But my whole thing is like, if you're gonna, listen. I have a couple friends who are trans, and that's
on God Polar Nights.
I have no problem with. I felt like we were living in the Twilight Zone under Biden, but I have no problem with a trans person. Not at all. I have a couple friends who are. But guess what? They don't do that shit. They don't use it to their advantage so they can get away with whatever the fuck they want. They just are. That's just who they are, and they're good people. But they would never dress like a fucking naked person in public just to get away wear as little bit of clothes. And by the way, it was still 40 degrees outside.
When was this, in like January?
Yeah, this was like the beginning
of like January.
This was like the beginning of February, bro. Like it was still cold outside. It was still snowing.
And y'all don't know, it gets cold in Pennsylvania. Probably not as cold as like other states, but like at like the start of February, it's like dead cold here. It is dead cold here.
He's talking about something completely different. I think you and Roman had a misunderstanding with this one, Pilgrim.
I was just being a little bit of a goober. If I pissed you off, I'm sorry, Pilgrim. I was just being a little bit of a goober.
No, because I'll tell you
really
one thing. I'll tell you one thing. My mom would probably have a problem with it, and she's fairly liberal.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Your mom seems to be a pretty base person.
Yeah, but if my mom walked into the bathroom and there was a dude that looked like you, but he was wearing a dress, she'd probably have a problem with that.
Well, here's my thing, right?
Or Roman, you don't have to be wearing a dress. You could be dressed exactly like you, and right now, you could go to any place that you wanted to and walk into the bathroom of the ladies' room and just go, "I'm a woman." And what are they going to do?
Well, I wouldn't do that, first of all.
You wouldn't, but you could. You could right now. And then I think it would be fucking hilarious, right, guys? How funny would this be, right? How funny would this be? I want Donald Trump to come out as a woman. I just want him to come out and be like, yeah, I identify as a woman, because then what are they going to say now? What are they going to do now? What are they going to say? They'll just be like,
Actually, that would actually piss off. Well, that would actually piss off
them,
more so his.
No, because they couldn't, because his policies would still be towards all the things that the conservatives love, but he would be a liberal woman, so you can't attack him, right? Because he's trans, so you can't attack a trans man, right? That's wrong. So then, what do you do? What do you do if Donald Trump becomes trans? What do you do?
I would still attack him.
There's nothing for you to do.
I would still attack him. I don't care.
He'd be the first female president. There's nothing you can do. This is clown world. It's hilarious. We live in a different timeline. I want to go back to the timeline when Star Wars was good.
Dude, on my politics show, I had a whole video about Caitlyn Jenner. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yo, no. Actually, now that you said that, Roland, I actually want Trump to actually do that now. That actually be really funny.
Because the internet would be like,
that actually be really funny.
Like they would lose their minds, bro. They'd be like, I don't know. We have to claim him now as a trans man, but I don't know. I don't like his policies. He's trans. I don't know.
I wouldn't claim him. I wouldn't claim him.
They would. It'd be hilarious.
No.
It'd be the biggest fucking power move. Fuck Gulf of America. The biggest power move would be for him to just come out and be like, for the next 4 years.
Gulf of America didn't even do nothing, dog.
Hold on. And then go back, right? So he's just like, I'm a woman. I am actually coming out as a woman. I've been a woman this entire time. It's been very difficult for me. I'm just going to do it. I just want to say I have transitioned into a woman. What are they going to do? They're going to lose their fucking minds. They're not going to be able to attack him anymore. They're not, and the conservatives can't attack him either, because he's doing all the shit the conservatives like. So he is the best of both worlds. So what are they going to fucking do? Nothing. They would have nothing to do. And then after the 4 years, he just goes, yeah, fuck you. I was joking. I'm a guy. Power play. Ultimate power play. Play their own game against them. Fight fire with fire.
Actually, Crimson kind of has a point here. That is actually true.
Now, what if he legitimately like grew his hair out and shit? Make lightsabers in America again, he says. I know exactly what you're referring to, but this lightsaber's damn good.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Bruce Jenner has always just been a piece of shit, so it doesn't matter whether he's Bruce or Caitlyn. It really doesn't matter to me. I really don't care.
All right, Crimson, you're being too fucking literal.
Well, no, because I can kind of see his point.
Because nobody would have anything to do, right? Nobody would have any argument.
How many people would buy into that though? How many people would buy into that though?
He would have to play the game. No, he would have to play the game. He can't just say it. He has to play the game. He's got to do it. He's got to legitimately play the game.
Bruce shows up in a dress.
Yeah. No, like he can legitimately play the game for the next 3 years and still get everything done that he wants to get done, because no one can attack him. No one can do anything.
I don't know. I think once people's 401ks
I'm
dry
just
up
saying
and
this is fun. I'm
once
not
we don't
saying
have
I
any
want him
crops
to do
anymore,
this. I'm just saying it would be like wild. It would be a crazy fucking power play of some kind. Like I'm not even legitimately saying do it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it'd be fucking funny to watch the internet be like, I don't know how to compute.
see, it
Actually,
wouldn't bother me
I am
because
now
I
a
don't.
I am now transitioning, and I'll be divorcing Melania, and I'm marrying Elon Musk.
I mean, if that
He's a
happens,
trans ally. Elon Musk is the best trans ally.
if that happens, I am deleting myself in
What
Minecraft.
would they do? No, but what would they do, bro? Nothing. They'd be like, I guess we just, I don't know.
I mean, no,
It would be
no, because listen to
no
me.
fight. It'd be hilarious. It would be so funny to watch them not know how to comprehend it, right? Because these people are insane on both sides.
I mean, the meltdown would be funny, but if the policies are remaining the same,
I'm
then
gonna have the biggest tits in Washington. They're gonna be the hugest, bigger than Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's tits.
he already has them though. He already has them though,
I don't know.
and
Bro.
his are.
You really want to bang a certain woman that's down in Washington.
Hey man, rolling. Don't lie to me. I have known you for 13 years. Do not lie to me right now. This will be the first time. Are you telling me that if AOC came up to you, you would say no?
I have dated 3 girls with the crazy eyes. I know what the crazy eyes look like, and she's got them worse than all 3 of those.
Don't dodge. Don't dodge.
I'm not
Yes or
dodging.
no?
I'm not dodging. That's the
Yes or
crazy
no?
eyes.
Yes or no?
She's got the crazy eyes.
Yes or no, Roland?
Oh. She's not my type.
Fair enough. Okay.
She might be yours, but she's not my type.
I guess I got a thing for Latinos.
Objectively, if I'm like fucking like if I'm just standing there and I'm forced, like I just teleport into a room with her and she's like, we're gonna do the deed, then like I guess. But like objectively, she's not my type.
I mean, okay. I'll take you at your. That's
not true. Roman has a type. It's big titty goth girls.
Exactly.
See, Roman has a type. I know his type.
See, I should have told you earlier, Roland, but like, I don't know, bro. I'm into like dami mommies. Like, hey, the look. I don't care if y'all clip me. I don't care. Okay, women that could pick me up, I don't care. Okay,
You want fucking Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones? Like, what are you looking for? A fucking Roman wants to die by
Rhea Ripley is
no,
who
bro,
I am
there's so
looking
many
for.
hotter fucking chicks. I don't even know if she could pick you up. How much does she weigh? She wrestles other women.
Oh my god,
dude! Yo!
I regret streaming tonight.
Holy shit!
Crimson, that one was actually a good one. That one was actually a good one.
He's digging his hole deeper. Just digging his hole deeper.
By the way,
listen, I don't kink shame. That's fine.
I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily for like the world's biggest government, but I also do not believe in like having zero government because then you lead to anarchy. So
yeah, I don't want zero government either. I just want the government to stay the fuck out of my business as much as possible.
Well, that's kind of why I think I'm and like and like I know that in Daimyo's Discord, even though I don't go in there anymore, that's why when it comes to politically, economically, I think you could like classify me as kind of like a post-capitalist person, but like socially, I'm a libertarian. So that's kind of
Well,
my whole thing.
I'd
Is
say
that
I'm more of a libertarian by definition, but I lean more conservative. But I also am a registered Democrat. So
would you say
make of that what you will. Is that I lean libertarian, but I lean harder conservative. But I'm also a
on
Democrat.
what
So make
though?
of that what you will.
Economically though? Or like are you economically libertarian? Or is that like socially?
Mm,
Because I can tell you exactly if I took an updated political compass test, I would lean or not even lean, I would be libertarian socially. But then like economically, I would be like post-capitalist, which basically is one step below socialist, but it's not there because I don't fully believe in getting rid of capitalism fully. I just think of
capitalism is
it in like
important.
just like think of it in terms of like a video game. I think capitalism needs to have like a patch put into it. I don't really like, believe in getting rid of it.
No,
I
I'm
just
okay
think
with
that it
that.
needs
I'm okay with
I just
that.
think it needs I just think it needs a, DLC to kind of flesh
Needs
things
a
out a little bit.
DLC. Needs an update.
Right, right. Well, because you can't just leave things for 245 years and just think that things are gonna be magically fine and
I
just
mean,
not
you
even
could
touch
like
it.
our Constitution has been great.
I'm not talking about the Constitution. I'm talking about
You can't just leave things for 245 years. Like
I I meant economically. I meant economically is what what I meant because
oh
people
yeah,
can't afford to pay bills.
the world
And
constantly changes. And
right,
you know
but
what? We're broke as fuck right now because we just gave a fuck ton of money to other countries for the past 4 years.
well, I'm just saying y'all not like you, but I'm saying people have been quiet. Like, where's the outrage for us giving another 18 billion to Israel? That that's our money. That's our money that we're just giving
I've said
away.
it. I don't give a fuck. I've said it. I don't give a fuck about what's going on over in either of those places. Anywhere right now, I'm focused on like my family and my friends in this country. I fuck them all. Let them deal with their own shit.
We already give them $25 billion a year. Why do they need another $18 billion? For what? For what?
Why do
For
they
what
need any?
purpose?
Why do they need any?
Why are we
I'm not
policing
anti
the
any
entire
country.
world?
Listen. I'm not anti any country at all. I'm just like when I see homeless veterans on the street that I give money to, and I've literally gone and bought pairs of underwear and socks for, and had a guy tell me that he's gonna fucking pray for me for the rest of my life, for the rest of his life, just because I bought him a pair of socks, like a bag of socks and a bag of underwear, and he was a vet. Like that's what I care about. Why the fuck do we have so many homeless people on our streets here? Why the fuck are there so many homeless, especially veterans, that aren't being taken care of by what, Roman? The VA.
I'm not
So,
the point that I was making earlier. I'm not saying that the VA is perfect, but that doesn't mean that you gut the whole thing like a fish. I
well, you can,
that
yeah, I
that
think you should, and then regrow it into what it should be, what it was originally meant to be. Yeah, you gut it. You get all the corrupt people that are in it. You get them all out, and then you turn it back into what it was supposed to be.
yeah, but how do we know that
I
the
have a
government
lot of I have a
going to
lot
actually
to
do that
say about the
properly?
VA because my grandfather was a Vietnam veteran. My other family members were Vietnam veterans. Like this, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, Crimson, you don't want to get JFK'd. I'm just saying, y'all should read this stuff. Certain countries are implicated in there. Just
Ooh, a lot of countries are implicated in there. I just read a
yeah.
whole fucking military document that got dropped that nobody even's talking about. It's all about fucking MK Ultra and astral projections and trying to make people be able to astral project into Russia and all this stuff. Like it's
I saw that. I saw that. That's
wild.
That's not if it helps a significant amount of people though. That's when you just like you know rework it. Don't cut it. Don't completely cut it. It's like how, and this wasn't Trump, so I'm not blaming him, but it was like how, Elon cut cancer research for kids. How is that going to help them?
Because I'm almost positive we already have that we already have a way to cure it, and they just don't do it. Considering somebody whose father has had cancer 4 times in the past 5 years, it's fucked and it's a racket. And they want you to keep having cancer so they can keep making money off of you. It's that simple.
So
we have literally, my family has literally lost everything in order to keep my father alive, which is insane.
I understand that.
We lost our business in order to try to keep them alive. Like it's ridiculous when we like. I'm almost positive that these fuckers just want you to keep getting sick. They want you to do this, right? Because if they had a cure for cancer, where's all that money going to go? It's going to disappear. If there was a simple vaccine that you could just take, or they had another way of just getting rid of it, which I'm sure they do. How many fucking... Think about it. How many fucking super rich politicians or anybody from Big Pharma has died of cancer? None of them. But this is not a Monday Night Mayhem. That's a topic for a different stream.
Well, actually,
I could talk shit on Big Pharma for fucking ever.
I mean, if y'all want to talk like politics, I mean, shoot, I do have a whole channel. It genuinely was not my...
I'm trying to do that. I'm not saying that, Pilgrim or Crimson, but just they came up with that vaccine for COVID pretty fucking quick.
You mean Operation Warp Speed, or whatever it was, whatever that was called? Because that'd be saying that you effectively have a cure for mutations, making us immune to all sorts of things. The point that I'm making is
there is actually cures for certain mutations.
Well, the point that I'm making, or the point that I was making, was that in Trump's like first month, essentially the part that I don't like is that Elon just has unchecked power, in the sense that no one's going to tell him no. So what I'm saying is, listen,
the people said no. We, the people, said no during COVID. We said no. We're fucking walking outside. I'm going to the park. My kid wants to go to school. And then they said, okay, well, you're going to take this fucking vaccine that we don't know what it does.
Well, I think people are...
And then I had people switch, bro. I had people switch. I don't have any vaccines. And I personally got berated by both my parents for not getting said vaccines. When my mom, growing up, would never get me vaccinated because she didn't believe in it. She believed that the immune system itself was better, and I agree, because I have gotten a lot of fucking sicknesses, but I don't get them again. Never got them again. I have a very strong fucking immune system. Very strong immune system. And I was like, fuck this. I had COVID twice, and I'm fine. So what I'm saying is, they Even they switched on me at one point until I brought this up to them, and I said, what makes this any fucking different?
I doubt that anybody in that sphere, though, will even bring that up, though. The fact that he won't cut his own government contracts for SpaceX. Why is that not a bigger story? Because isn't that conflict of interest for a government worker?
Well, he's only
Imagine
going to
that,
be a government worker for another couple weeks.
I don't care if it was for one day. We have to have the standard held for every single person.
I agree.
The fact that Jimmy Carter, when he became president in 1976, technically didn't have to, but he sold his farm because it would be a conflict of interest. But yet the Clintons, the Obamas, Trump, and Biden all got to keep their personal little side ventures.
The Bushes too.
Well, no, but like the point that I'm making is that if you are in the government, you should not be able to have anything on the side. You shouldn't have any businesses, nothing, because that could be a conflict of interest. And the fact that in his first week, Trump made it that basically anybody that in his administration will not be penalized for taking gifts or bribes from foreign governments. Why did no one ever bring that up? If Biden had done that, that would have been heresy. And everyone would have said something about that. And they would have been correct too. But when Trump does it, no one says anything. That's the only thing that I'm saying. If y'all want to give him credit for things that you all like,
say things.
Well,
I say things. I don't think that's right. But I mean, when you're bringing in somebody like Elon and he's only going to be there for 165 days, then let him keep his shit.
Not if you're in the federal government, though. If he was in state government, I can make a pass, but not federal government.
But he literally was only supposed to be there for like a couple months. Like, that's fine.
I understand
that. It's not going to be 4 years of him doing this. Like, it's a couple months. It's just to come in, gut some shit because he's a businessman, gut some shit and get out. Like, that's fine.
He's making choices for 330 million people. It's not like it's just affecting him.
You know, he's still like, does it change anything that he's still a Democrat? Like, does that change anything for anybody?
No.
Like,
nope.
See, because they're all fucking. But brother, here's the end of the day. You know, I fucking hate the government. They're all corrupt.
But the point that I'm making is,
I would just rather have Donald Trump up there than have to listen to Kamala's dumbass fucking face the entire time.
Bro, have you seen Trump talking recently? Bro can't even get a sentence out. You really would rather you honestly really would tell me right now that you would honestly rather that.
I would rather have Donald Trump than Kamala Harris any day of the week.
Well, my friend, I think you
Donald Trump doesn't show up drunk to give a speech.
No, he just can't talk. He slurs every single word and can't.
Roman, you are one to talk on that, brother.
I'm also not the president of the United States, Roland.
But you aspire to be.
Yeah, and you want to know something? I actually have improved on my speech pattern, 1, and 2, I'm not a POS that's hurting people, okay? So,
I understand that.
I have those two very, very important things going for me, but the point that I'm making is,
I'm just saying, bro, you're one to talk about speech patterns. Like, it's just what I'm saying. I'm just like I'm not talking shit, bro. I just have to put that out there because it's kind of like a thing.
Look, as I said at the time,
that's all she did was lock up fucking black people for marijuana offenses and white people. She locked up more people for marijuana offenses in that state than anybody else.
As I said, I don't know if y'all have
She then advocated for making federally legal, but those people were still in jail and those people were not released.
I don't know if y'all have like recency bias or what, but like I literally said that I didn't want either of them to win in like, October. I literally said that like if it were up to me,
What did I
I would
call
rather
it?
have.
I said it's the lesser of two evils.
And I firmly believe that she was, because what you're gonna see is
Nope.
that what is no, okay, listen to me. What is happening now, you will not it, it it will not look like it's currently bad. But in 2 or 3 years, if I'm right, and I don't want to be right, if I am right, we will be in a depression.
And you know what,
And that
Roman?
wouldn't have happened under her.
Roman, if you are right, and you can't say that wouldn't have happened under her. But Roman, if you're right, I will tell you that you were right. I've said this before. But
And
the
if
other
I'm
thing
wrong,
that
then
I know you will.
then I'm wrong.
Yeah, because you also said that if you're wrong, then you'll be like, hey, that was a good presidency. Good on him. You said that. So what I'm saying
Yeah.
to you is when it comes to Kamala Harris, I'm not as much worried about policies here as I am about the fact that every other country would take advantage of her. They would see her as weak. They would see America as weak. And I'm not saying having a female president does make us look weak if we have a strong female president. But Russia fears Trump. China fears Trump. North Korea is friends with Trump. That's what we want, right? They don't like Kamala Harris. So instead of a depression, we might have had a war under her. Because she's not going to go over there and have a conversation with Putin and fix everything. That ain't going to happen.
Is the Ukraine war over though?
I don't give a
Because he
fuck
said he
about
was
this.
gonna end it on his first day. He said he was gonna end it on his first day. So we're on day like 88 now or something. And he also never sent the aid that he promised to, North Carolina that he said he was going to get over there. The FEMA help. That, by the way, he's going to cut. FEMA that helps people when they lose their homes or they lose their jobs because of
That's not
hurricanes.
entirely true either, because I know a lot of people that have dealt with hurricanes and things like that. My dad worked in specifically hurricane disasters. He was down there for Katrina. My uncle was down there for Katrina. FEMA was not a help at all. So a lot of the people down there did not have any help from FEMA.
Look at broader picture. FEMA helps about 7 million people per year. That is just because they don't help every single person does not mean that you have to cut the whole thing.
Listen, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a way to redo it in a different way. Right?
All right, but Trump wants to cut it all. Trump wants to cut the whole thing.
And that's
what I'm saying.
You know what? And that's something that I disagree with. That I'm allowed to disagree with somebody. Like I said, bro, I am mostly middle ground. I'm playing devil's advocate here to all of your arguments, just to play devil's advocate here to all of your arguments. You know where I stand. You know that I don't like the government in general. So like it's
the deregulation of Wall Street and the fact that in his first week Trump essentially made it that basically the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau not only got people their money back after the housing crisis, but they also monitored people or banks that were cheating people and that were not using their money correctly. And when did that happen? The last time it happened during the Great Depression, where banks were just allowed to essentially use your money and not tell you. Part of what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau did was that the banks had to tell you if they spent your money and on what, so that way they could get your money back. But now banks are just again allowed to just spend your money and not tell you. That caused the depression in 1927. So if we leave that to be unchecked, that very well could cause another one. And this isn't me saying it. Economists are saying that if we have a
That's true.
depression
Yeah.
now, it would be worse than 1927. And personally, I don't want that for anybody because it would suck for all of us.
At that point, I'm just joining the military.
What?
I said at that point, I'm just joining the military.
Not if. Well, how would the military get you out of being in the depression, though?
Well, they wouldn't, but you'd be there, be housed, you'd be doing things.
Yeah, true. Well, hey, but no, I mean,
It wouldn't necessarily get you out of the. Listen, I have 12 years of Boy Scouts, and other than that, I come from a military family. So,
by the way,
I would just I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna give all that I can to my country, and therefore, my country, I pray, will take care of my family, and then that's that simple.
Fair
I
enough.
can send money back to the family. That's what I would do. I'm young and able.
Well, actually, you want to know something funny? They actually wouldn't want me. Not even because of my autism. Apparently, the military does not like flat-footed people. And
No,
I am actually flat-footed.
Yeah, they don't. You probably still could join as an engineer though.
If they draft me, I'll go, but I'll purposely flunk out of boot camp.
No, don't say that. No, because if everybody's going,
well,
you're not gonna.
They don't need me. They don't need me, bro.
You can fucking build planes.
I don't want to be a part of the war machine that I hate.
All right, pacifist. What are you, fucking Satine Kryze from season 2 of Clone Wars?
No. Call me Bail Organa, bro. All right.
All right, Bail. Senator Organa. What the fuck?
Yes, sir. I am 100% anti-war in any capacity. Any capacity.
But you would join the rebellion then.
I'm
not even saying
I wouldn't fight. I wouldn't fight.
All right, so you're just gonna be a fucking moisture farmer, but instead of moisture, you'll just be farming something else.
You know what? I'll farm weed for all.
I was gonna say you'd be a weed farmer instead of a moisture farmer. Man, the tism is strong today. Yeah, Pilgrim, tism is always strong. You just don't always tap into it.
That's what happens when you.
The tism is like the force. It's everywhere. It connects us. It binds.
That's what happens.
That's what
happens. That's what happens when you Pilgrim. I know that you were trying to get a rise out of me, but the thing was, I was already having a bad day, and then you purposely were trying to poke at. You were trying to poke me, and I just wasn't having it. Usually, when y'all make political things in chat, I purposely try to ignore it so that I don't get mad. But I just have had a bad day, and I just didn't ignore it. So you just called me on a really bad day. But yes, no. In terms of Star Wars characters, I am Bail because I am anti-war 100%. But it's kind of like what Roland said. I would join the rebellion to grow weed for them all to smoke or shrooms. Nah, man.
Damn, Pilgrim. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Wow, man.
Gay bathhouses, man. Come on, man.
I mean, no, but listen though, bro. I mean, him being a ginger, I could see why it might be a bad day for him. I mean, hey, I totally and completely get it. But
well, he doesn't have a soul, so
that's what I'm saying.
Bail was a founding member of the rebellion. He's not a pacifist. No, that's true. He's not.
All right, but he also voted 400 times to.
No. You watched Andor, all right?
He also in the Clone Wars voted like 400 times to cut down the size of the clone army.
Yeah. So he wanted to stop the war with the Separatists, but when it came to the Empire, he was like, "Fuck this war."
Well, yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't fight, but like, if it came down to it, would I support them outright? Yes, but I wouldn't vote to go to war.
Would you go
That's
join the
people
rebellion?
dying.
I would join the rebellion if I wasn't already part of the Empire. I'd join the rebellion. I'd probably defect from the Empire, to be honest with you, because I'm sure I probably would have in that
doing that.
In that
I could see
circumstance,
doing that.
I would be like, Biggs
Or Wedge.
Yeah, well, Wedge,
no.
or Wedge, yeah, because they were both Imperial
Yeah.
pilots. So yeah, I'd be like one of them.
Yes.
I'd be like, yeah, I went to the academy, I learned all my shit, I did really good here. I found out the Empire is fucked, so I defected to the rebellion. That would be where I'm at.
Did you guys hear that the Minecraft movie? I mean, like, I'm not shocked about the Minecraft movie. Does that really shock you guys?
I know Critical Drinker watched it yesterday, and Critical Drinker talked about it on Open Bar last night with like Mahler and Gary and a couple other people.
I know that Bale is one of the most base characters in the whole series, but I also wouldn't vote to actively go to war.
Bale's
If I was in Bale's spot, I would vote for a diplomatic solution. But sometimes war is the only option. So would I vote for it?
No. The most based character in Star Wars is? I think one of the most based characters in Star Wars is Luthen from Andor. He's based as fuck. Luthen is based. Luthen's like, you know what? I am creating a rebellion for a sunrise that I'll never see. I'll die. I will die. I will be condemned for the things that I do, for using the tools of my enemy. I am condemned for the evils that I cause. But I'm doing it